Hi again, everyone. Scott Player, Popcorn fan here, and one more video before I leave for my LA trip. Because last night I was able to watch Spy Kids Armageddon as it dropped on Netflix after midnight. I watched it, so yeah, I thought I'd do this review before I leave for my trip, because I really wanted to get this video out as soon as I could, and I have time right now to make this video. So yeah, all right, Spy Kids Armageddon. I definitely think it's a really enjoyable film. I think Robert Rodriguez did a pretty good job directing this movie too. I think the overall look and feel of this film, it's very reminiscent of the older movies, and it's a reboot, and you know, it's all new characters. I liked the kid actors in this movie, and I liked Zachary Levi as the dad and Gina Rodriguez as the mom. You know, what surprised me was how much they were in this movie, how much the parents were in this movie compared to, say, the original 2001 film. Because while Antonio Banderas and you know, the actress that played the mom in the first movie had a really good, decent roles in that first film, they weren't in that movie quite as much as these parents were in this film. And I liked that this movie focused a lot more on the family elements, and it was nice. You know, I really liked the chemistry between Zachary Levi and his wife, and I also really liked the two kids being sort of they're really smart, like similar to what I was saying about the Adam Project movie. The kids were felt like the smartest characters in the movie, and I liked that. And I also thought it was provided for a really good story reason for certain things that happen in the third act, and I thought that was really cool. You know, so yeah, the story here, it is very reminiscent of the older movies, because it's about this video game and also this sort of thing that the family creates. I don't want to spoil it, but there's this thing that the dad creates, and it sort of lends itself to very easily getting potentially hacked or something like that by somebody. And I thought that was rather fascinating, and that sort of went into the whole video game aspect of things within this movie that made it very reminiscent of Spy Kids 3D Game Over, especially in that third act. I was surprised how much this movie referenced those older movies, and how much it relied on nostalgia, which I didn't mind that. I mean, I didn't mind the nostalgic factor in this movie, especially there's a lot of aspects of it that were like thematically parallel to the first movie and the third movie. And there's also these like video game enemies that are like skeletons, like sort of like the skeletons that were in the second film, Island of Lost Dreams. So there's references throughout, from beginning to end, to the first three movies. And while I did enjoy that, I also felt like they didn't need to do that constantly. I kind of wanted this movie to do its own thing and tell its own story without relying too much on past movies. And sometimes reboots do that, so I don't fault the movie for that, but it was so obvious with all these references, because I watched the Spy Kids movies countless times growing up. And the fourth film, All the Time in the World, with the young kids in that film, I think I like those kids a little bit more than I did with these kids in this film, but I still think that this is a better film overall than the fourth one. I think that they did a much better job with the humor in this film. I think they did a better job with the visuals and the cinematography compared to the fourth film, if you ask me. And I think I like this movie more. I'm pretty sure I like it more than the fourth film, which I enjoyed that movie a lot too for different reasons, because they brought back Junie and Carmen. And I relate to that about the previous movie. But I think overall, I like this movie more than the fourth film. Do I like it? Like, I don't think it's near the same quality as the first three, but it's still really enjoyable, and I really liked the main cast and also the villain in this movie, the video game guy. I thought he was a pretty decent villain. He kind of reminded me of Cyrus a little bit from Diamond Pearl Platinum Pokemon. Like his goal, like what he was doing, it reminded me of what's the kind of goal that Cyrus had in Pokemon Diamond Pearl and Platinum, of wanting to create his own world and trying to fix the world as how he saw fit, and in so doing, creating his own world. And by the end of the film, he's sort of, well, I don't want to spoil it, but where they ended his character off reminded me of how the character of Cyrus met his fate at the end of Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. And so, in that way, it reminded me of Pokemon Gen 4 a little bit because of that. But yeah, I think I liked the villain. I think, yeah, I like him more than the villain in the fourth film as well. I thought the actor did a much better job in the role than what they did in the fourth film. And overall, I thought it was a really decent film. I don't think it's nearly as good as the first three, but better than the fourth film. So, and the music too, like the iconic Spy Kids theme was used again in this, and it was really great. I always love hearing that Spy Kids theme. And yeah, if I had to give this a grade, I'd probably give it an A-. That would be my grade for Spy Kids Armageddon. And that should do it for this video. I'm going to LA. I will probably be back late in the afternoon on Sunday, and I'll do more, you'll see me again next week. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.